cultures, which is then the bridge to other relationships.
Being in Lancaster, 30 minutes from downtown Columbus, these kids a lot of times don't really get to see a lot of the different side of the world. And I think that's why it's important for them to learn this stuff. And then we learn all of the culture and everything else through the language, which really kind of ties everything together. So it helps the language, and then the language helps the culture as well.
I think the language is part of the culture, but I think it's also just the way that people live, the way that they interact with one another. It's their traditions, such as holidays, birthdays, and just understanding that the world isn't as it is in Lancaster, Ohio. Say
I made pens for a living, and I want to sell as many pens as I can. Obviously, in the business world, knowing a second language helps a lot. With globalization being what it is in the world, we are a lot tighter because of the internet, and with that tightness comes a bigger responsibility, I think, to try and connect with people that we're such close contact with.
I love the beginning level because I love the enthusiasm. They come in, they hear new sounds, their mouths and their tongues are moving in ways that they haven't moved before, and they just come in with that fresh enthusiasm. And they go home and they try to use it in new ways. And I love it when parents call me and complain that their kid is talking to them in Spanish and they don't understand a single word. It totally makes my day.
I think that's one thing that makes this job so great. You see, especially with us, because there's only a few Spanish teachers, and they have us year after year, and we get to know these kids pretty intimately. You get to see the growth there with that. It's really a neat thing for them to start to understand that this world's big, and we get to share that knowledge with them a little bit before they go off into college or in their next step in life, and get to really realize how big it is.